A seasoned police officer lost his life overnight in San Pedro after being shot in the abdomen by someone he was socializing with, having left work around 5 o'clock on Thursday evening. Corporal Alfonso Guy, originally from Corozal Town, was discovered inside his quarters sometime after midnight by a fellow officer who responded to the sound of a single gunshot next door. Upon entering the room, the first responder observed the 51-year-old bleeding from his belly, despite attempting to assuage the fatal injury with a towel.
Sometime after 1 a.m. this morning, I received a phone call that Corporal of Police Alfonso Guy had been injured while inside his room. So as a result, we visited the polyclinic where I observed that he was being treated for what appeared to be a gunshot wound to the in the stomach area. Also, he had an injury behind the head, but that is something that needs to be determined during the post-mortem as to whether that is a gunshot wound or it is when he fell on the floor of the room.
According to investigators, Guy had retired to his room in the company of another individual who is known to police. They are still trying to ascertain what transpired within the confines of those walls that resulted in the deadly shooting.
Information is that shortly after or before 1 a.m., a police officer who lives beside him heard what appears to be the sound of a gunshot. A few minutes after, he made checks and he heard the person inside the room asking for help. So he managed to push open the door, and that is when he saw the corporal in a face-up position, holding his stomach with a towel, trying to stop the bleeding from the injury.
Upon observing the extent of Guy's injury, his colleague quickly transported him to the San Pedro Polyclinic before being flown to Belize City for emergency medical treatment. He succumbed to the gunshot wound upon arrival at the Carl Huchner Memorial Hospital.
So he was immediately rushed to the polyclinic where he was treated and then airlifted to Belize City for further treatment. But unfortunately, on arrival, he was pronounced dead at the KHMH.
In the wake of the shooting, Superintendent Raimundo Reyes wasted no time galvanizing his officers to comb the island in search of the last known location Guy had visited, as well as the last known person seen with him before leaving that establishment.
As a result of the incident, we immediately activated and several persons were interviewed, areas were canvassed, which resulted in the detention of 2 individuals. The person who we believe is the person that pulled the trigger and a person who assisted him in disposing or retaining the firearm that was used in that incident. The firearm has also been recovered by police and we have it in our custody. The person who was with him socializing is somebody known to police, right? It is not a stranger to the corporal neither. It is a friend. But like how we say, he's giving us a story and we're looking at that alibi, right? And that's why we're doing interviews and so forth and looking at the scene itself. And then the postmortem will help us determine what steps to take in the investigation.
While the suspect has informed police that the weapon accidentally discharged, he reportedly fled the scene of the shooting and left the firearm with another individual in the Boca del Rio area of town.
The person fled the scene. After the incident, nobody else was seen. When the neighboring officer found him in his room, he was by himself. There was nobody else. The police did not get a phone call saying by accident something happened there, please go and assist, something. Nothing to that effect.
So you didn't render assistance to him?
Not.
Sir, if the storyline that this person is presenting to police proves to be the truth, what charges could he be possibly faced with?
What we are doing is that the case file or whatsoever statements we have on hand will be sent to the Office of the Director of Public Prosecution for advice, right? We cannot say we're investigating it as a murder investigation right now, but we will seek legal advice from the Office of the DPP whether we should proceed with that charge or with what charge should we proceed.
Reporting for News 5, I am Isani Cayetano.